Hello players, welcome to another beautiful game that was played between Paul Morphy and Louis Paulsen. In our last video, we have seen one of the Paul Morphy's games. If you haven't watched it yet, I suggest you to watch it after this video. I will provide the link in the description. Like the previous game, this game will also be very interesting. So I suggest you to watch the video until the end without skipping. This game was played in New York in 1857. In this game, Louis Paulsen used the white pieces whereas Paul Morphy used the black pieces. The game starts with e4 and black responds with e5. Then knight f3 and knight c6. Then knight c3 and knight f6. This kind of opening is known as four knights game. Then white plays bishop b5 and bishop c5. Then both the player castles in the king side. Now knight cross e5 and rook e8. You may think why didn't black capture this knight? But then comes the move pawn d4. Then either of the pieces will be gone. So in this case black did not capture this knight. Instead he played rook e8. Then knight cross c6, d cross c6, bishop c4, then b5, then bishop e2 and knight cross e4, knight cross e4, then rook cross e4, bishop f3. Now the rook is under attack and he also needs to save this pawn on c6. So he plays rook e6 providing support for this pawn. Now white plays c3. Next he wants to bring his d pawn here and that's the reason he played c3. But Paul Morphy wanted to prevent that pawn coming to this place, so he played queen d3. Now b4 and bishop b6, then a4, b cross a4 and queen cross a4. Now two pieces are attacking this square, so black plays bishop d7 providing an additional support for this pawn. Then rook a2 and rook a e8. Now white is a bit worried by looking at the development of black's pieces. So white played queen a6 offering an exchange. Now at this moment Paul Morphy took almost 15 minutes to play the next move. He was planning something big, so he wanted to assure that the combination was very perfect and that he had a forced win in every variation. So after thinking deeply over 15 minutes, Morphy finally played queen cross f3. He made a bold queen sacrifice, then rook g6 check. After this, please watch the game very closely. Each and every move will be a forced move for white. Now the king has nowhere to go. The only square left is king h1, then bishop h3. The rook cannot come here. Then rook cross rook, king cross rook, rook e1 will be a checkmate. So white realized this threat and he played rook d1. Then bishop g2 check, king g1, bishop cross h3 check. Then bishop g2 check. The king cannot move here due to this rook. So again he comes to g1, then bishop h3 check. Now the king cannot move here due to this bishop. So the only square left is king h1. Then bishop cross f2. Now if the bishop comes here, it will be a checkmate. There is no way to prevent this checkmate except by sacrificing this queen. So the queen comes to f1. White already captured black's queen, so white is now ready to sacrifice his queen in order to prevent the checkmate. Then bishop cross f1 and rook cross f1. Then rook e2, rook a1. Then rook h6. He was planning some attack on this h2 square. Now white plays d4 threatening this rook. And now Morphy blocks this bishop with this bishop, and at this point white resigned the game immediately. There is literally no way to prevent this checkmate. If bishop cross bishop, then rook cross h2, then king g1 and rook g2 will be a checkmate. The king cannot come to this square as well due to this bishop. He cannot move this pawn as well, then the rook cross pawn will be a checkmate. So unfortunately Louis Paulsen had to resign the game when Morphy played bishop e3. This is surely the most beautiful queen sacrifice I have ever seen. Let us quickly watch the endgame once again. It's definitely not an easy task to sacrifice the queen and find a winning combination with so much accuracy. But for Paul Morphy, this is not a big deal. He had played numerous games like this even when blindfolded. I will surely post his blindfolded games in the future. But I need a small motivation from you all. If you really enjoyed this game, please hit the like button. If you are watching my video for the first time, I recommend you to subscribe to my channel right now for more interesting chess games like this. Please share your thoughts in the comment section. Let's meet in another battle. Thank you.